Minutes 40 seconds to go in this second ever race for the Henderson Insurance Brokers LMP3 Cup. It's just a fantastic goal. It's a bit like the Clayton Curves, isn't it? There's only one of it in the world, yeah. So,
Rouge finishes with a flying brown, but
supported, leads the race by 4.1 seconds from Matt Bell in second position. The gap is continuing from that way back. 17 seconds adrift of Matt Bell in third place, and that's 4 seconds. Is being caught by another 1.2 seconds on that particular lap, so it was 16.1 a lap or so ago. It's now down to 13.6 with 7 minutes to go. Eric Clapper to begin to do anything more. On the fourth place car, and I think he's got the possibility to will be the Ferrari 355 Berlinetta of Jeffrey Lewis. He's already done that and managed to pass that car, and thankfully I think for Jeremy Cook, who's there in second place and still under this intense pressure from the Ferrari 360 of Matthew Wilton, he may well just meet that traffic before they get towards Redgate Corner. Is Jeffrey Lewis going to see them coming? They have a quick look up the inside, and yes, just before Redgate Corner, as far as Jeremy Cook is concerned, he squeezed his way past the 355 Ferrari a split second later. 360 Matthew Walton was also able to complete the back marker lappery. So, job done as far as they are concerned. And for Jeremy Cook, he can't really afford to lose a great deal of time, because the BMW and the black Ferrari have been pretty much inseparable for what is already, would you believe, the first almost 9 minutes of this race now. So 36 minutes just over of the race still remaining. 4.6 seconds to the good is the Morgan in the hands of Tom Andrew. Best of the squabbles, as we say, is really for second and third at this stage, but that's not to say there's a good fight going on for 7th, 8th and 9th at the moment. Robin Marriott at the wheel of his metallic green Aston Martin number 51 has got Miles Maserati's Porsche right behind him, and then you've got the Porsche 968 in the hands of former Radical SR1 racer James Guest in the heels as well. So that's a nice little train of cars that are fighting away at this stage for 7th, 8th and 9th place. As over the start-finish line comes our race leader. More tracks that you just wouldn't think would be evenly matched, really are.
That is precisely my point.
Yeah, it's great to watch. And I'm also enjoying the multi-mark battle that we've got further down through the order, with the likes of Steve Atkinson in the Porsche 968, the 911 Turbo of Miles Maserati, Robin Marriott, James Guest in his Porsche as well. That's another great Here they come over the start finish line. No, it's not. It's 3 Porsches in the Aston Martin, isn't it? Just about to head over the start finish line now. Miles Maserati, as you would expect, the Porsche 911 Turbo much quicker in a straight line. However, it's not quite as good on brakes as the 968, so it is still just Steve Atkinson that hangs on to 6th place at the moment.
There was a Ferrari in there on the previous lap, but it was going a lap down, wasn't it?
Yeah, that will be the 355 Berlinetta of Jeffrey Lewis. New fastest lap of the race that time through for our race leader, which is Tom Andrew. Further place gained on that lap also by the Seat Leon Super Copa. Guy Colclough now has got himself ahead of the 944 Turbo Bob Searles. That gets him inside the top 10 now, so good recovery drive. He's only just on the lead lap though. 32 minutes of the race still remain. The pit window, I don't think is going to be open. Is going to open very, very shortly indeed. Pit window opens after 15 minutes of the race, according to the regulations for the Aston Martin GT Challenge. So we should see in around about 120 seconds the pit window open, and then from there everybody can feed their way into the pit. The pit window closes for the final 10 minutes of the race in reality, so it remains open for 20 minutes, the pit window. According to the race, we have to start the GT Challenge. There's a bit of a mismatch between the two. So BMW takes up the lead of the race. So it is Jeremy Cook at the wheel of the number 86 BMW that now leads. Up to second now on the road will go Matthew Wilton at the wheel of the Ferrari 360. As Tom Andrew now conducts his mandatory pit stop, and it seems so all the cars that are coming in so far are largely positioned themselves down towards the bottom section of the pit lane. So up to third is now going to come the number 71 Aston Martin of David Tin. Up to fourth will come Tom Black at this stage.
It's not quite right, and I wonder what it is. Water, dropping a bit of water. There is a line that follows the Ferrari to where it stopped, and it smells a bit coolanty as well. So that's oh yeah, I can see it filling out on the right hand side. Ferrari, not good news. 50 Porsche is released, so back out on track in sunshine. But the 15 Ferrari, dribbling this coolant, is remaining here for now.
That's an enormous shame. That's Jeffrey Lewis who took the start of the race. Jason Hindle was scheduled to take over for the second part of it. Through over the start finish line goes our race leader, BMW. 16 laps now completed. We are showing that there are 24 and a half minutes of the race to go, so we're not that far away now from...
Top bench on the wheels on the left hand side of the car. Show that everything is as tight as it can be, and the same on the right hand side of the car as well. A bit of tyre pressure checking as well, maybe a little bit of air being allowed out of the tyres. Tom Black this is, number 24, Aston Martin.
We've got the second place car coming in as well, so the black Ferrari 360 in the hands of Matthew Wilton. It's Eddie Cowan that's about to take that car over, and I'm guessing that'll be at the bottom end of the pit lane.
Well, I'm standing by. Yeah, it looks like it's coming down here. That's where it looks to be on its way to. Turns right just in front of the 24 Aston Martin. Driver change about to be effected. Door open on the left hand side of the Ferrari. Number 24, the Aston Martin, released to go back out on track. Accelerates out of pit lane, past the green light at the end of the pit lane, down towards Redgate. Now just coming by the number 69 Ferrari, the black Ferrari, the driver change being effective now. Matthew Wilson and Eddie Cowan. First of the drivers. Wilson popped in the car now.
The car of Mike Dowd, the BMW on the run up towards Redgate Corner. Is Mike Dowd going to squeeze his way through and past the 944 Turbo? Would appear not. And the gap then between Mike Dowd at the wheel of that BMW and the charging David Tin that was 13.6 seconds comes down by 4 seconds on that lap alone. It's now down to 9.5 between the cars in second and third places. Arguably another 2 laps if they continue at the pace that they're doing. David Tin will be absolutely up onto turns with the BMW, and we might end up with a change of order there. Fastest car that's out there at the moment is actually the car in 4th position, which is Tom Black, who is going very well indeed, as is Robin Marriott. Both of those cars are lapping in the 1 minute 15 second bracket, whereas everybody else is sort of 1 minute 17 and onwards from there. So number 24 Aston Martin, the number 51 Aston Martin, 4th and 6th places respectively, appear to be the cars that have the pace at this stage of the race. Our race leader now goes to number 25. The window is now closed, matters not, everybody else has conducted their mandatory pit stop, and I think we actually have every car still running as well at this stage. Not any, because we've got 14 cars that started. I think we've still got all 14 that are circulating. So Tom Andrews leads. The lead margin has grown to 25 seconds that time through. Now is the gap 10 minutes of the race. It's looking up towards where we are at McLean's corner at this stage, and there is the yellow BMW. Where is the white Aston Martin of Tom Black that was looking to try and gain position? It looks like he's had a probably poorer lap this time through. A little bit of traffic probably to deal with, and hasn't quite made his way to the details of the BMW that he had been doing on the laps prior. Another lap completed from our race leader, still the Morgan Aero 8 continuing to lead the charge at this stage. 26 laps now completed in second position. Where's Tom Black's Aston Martin? It was David Tinn's Aston Martin. It was 5.6 seconds adrift. Let's have a look as it heads over the start finish line, having to deal with traffic. It is now 2.2 seconds adrift, so the gap has still come down. Equally as much, David Tinn in 3rd place has been caught to the tune of another 2 seconds a lap by Tom Black. So the BMW lapping in 2nd place at 1 minute 21. The car in 3rd place at 1 minute 18.0. The car in 4th his way in towards the braking area for Redgate Corner. The Morgan leads by over 25 seconds from the Aston Martin. He has eased his pace over the course of the last few laps. He was hovering around 30. The last lap that Tom Andrews did was a little bit slower, so let's have a look and see what the relative gap is between 1st and 2nd. It is, yeah, still below 30 seconds. It's 27.5 seconds between Tom Andrews in the lead of the race and Tom Black, who resides there in 2nd. Quiet second, but he's not as yet still been able to shake off David Tinn at the wheel of the number 71 Aston Martin. They were separated by just 0.6 of a second still as they came over the start-finish line. So Tom Black not having it all his own way at this stage. David Tinn looking to see whether there might be something else he can pull out of the hat here to try and snatch 2nd place back in the closing stages, because we've only got 4 minutes now just over of the race remaining. Morgan leads, Aston Martin 2nd and 3rd, BMW in 4th place, 5th place is Aston Martin 6th, but within 1.2 seconds as they came over the start-finish line. But more importantly, Robin Marriott was 2 seconds quicker than the 4th place BMW, so I suspect another place may well be lost over the course of this lap by Mike Dowd as they thread their way down through the Craner curve. Let's just have a look and see whether Robin Marriott has been able to squeeze his way through and past the yellow BMW down at the bottom section of the circuit. No, it is still the BMW. They're tucked up behind the Seat Lynn Sofa Cobra at the moment, trying to put a lap on it as they head through Swans and up towards McLean's corner. So Mike Dowd is having to deal with the back marker as well as trying to defend his 4th place with 2.5 minutes to go. On the lap number 33 has gone our race leader. As for the squabble for 2nd and 3rd, it is still going the way of Tom Black in 2nd place. David Tinn falling a shade further away, I would suggest, now in 3rd position. Yeah, another 1/10 of a second gains there by Tom Black over David Tinn. So 2nd and 3rd only just starting to open up the gaps between them. And as for what is 4th place, Robin Marriott has made it through by the look of things yet. The Aston Martin number 51 goes through and ahead of the BMW. So up to 4th for Robin Marriott, down to 5th for Mike Dowd and Jeremy Cook. Jeremy Cook having done the hard work in the early stage. That car, of course, still leading its respective class at this stage. Only the car that resides in the same class as it is the Seat Leon Super Cobra, which is a lap off the lead now. So no such worries that they should do anything other, I'm sure, than hang on to their class lead. As for our race leader, though, he should be starting his penultimate lap of the race before too much longer. Tom Andrews, who just before the pit window opened was very much under pressure from the BMW of Jeremy Cook, but since the changeover of drivers, Tom Andrews has been able to find a bit more pace. He's pushed on, he's posted the fastest lap of the race, and he's now just about to head on to his penultimate lap. In fact, the relative lap time of that or crumbs. He used his pace so much. That was a 1 minute 20-second lap. I think there was 1 minute 21 remaining on the clock as he came over the start-finish line. So this may well actually be the last lap of the race. It's really dependent on Tom Andrew as to how much he presses the right pedal. If he pushes on, it will be his penultimate lap. If he eases things off, there'll literally be 0 on the clock as he gets towards the start-finish line. So we'll only know almost as he heads out of Robert, heads towards the line to see whether the checkered flag comes out or not. We've still actually got that long for second and third place. David Tin has not as yet given up his aspirations on squeezing his way back through into second place. He was 0.3 of a second quicker than number 24 Aston Martin of Tom Black on the lap that they just completed. That brought him to within 0.6 of a second of getting right up onto turns with the car. You can see the two of them now just heading through Schwant's corner. The white car is Tom Black, the green car is David Tin, and they've now got, well, possibly another lap after the one that they're on to sort it all out. If not, they've only literally got the run down in towards the braking area for Roberts, because our race leader should appear out of Roberts any second now. There are 10 seconds remaining on the clock. The checkered flag is being readied, and I think he's eased his pace sufficiently so that there won't be any time left when we get over the start-finish line, or is there? He goes through with a second to go, 1 second to go, not quite the checkered flag, and the Tom Black goes through. It was a 1 minute 19-second lap. All he needed to do was back off by a split second, and he'd have taken the win. Really? It's as close as he got. Usually for the final race you think, oh, the checkered flag might go out, but we've got a bit of time in hand, haven't we, I suppose?
David Tim may be happy about that.
David Tim will be very happy about that, because that gives him another lap to try and roll his sleeves up and slug it out with Tom Black. So those two cars have got another tour of the Donington Park National Circuit, another 1.979 miles to try and sort it out.